In the New York Police Department, there is a day every recruit dreams of: Gun and Shield Day. It's the moment you stop being a trainee and start being a protector. But here's the secret. They don't tell you most of those shields aren't new. They are loners. They are roving time capsules of valor and heartbreak. When an officer retires, their badge goes into a cardboard box in a drab personnel office until a new recruit picks it out. Today, we're looking at one specific piece of metal, shield note. 13,558. For 100 years, this badge has lived a life of its own, pinned to the chests of 7 different men. It has survived Prohibition, the 911 attacks, and even a point-blank gunshot that should have been fatal. This is the story of a shield that broke so its wearers didn't have to. The story begins in the 1920s with a man named Detective Smith. He joined when the force was mostly Irish, and the city was roaring with the Jazz Age. Smith wore 13,558 for 33 years longer than anyone else. He carried it through the Great Depression and World War II. His daughter, Joja, remembers him as a man who wore a suit and tie even when taking her for ice cream. She used to ask him for pictures of the criminals, and he'd pull real mugshots out of his pocket to show her. When he retired in 1958, he tossed the shield into a box. It sat there for only 6 months before a young man with big dreams picked it up. Enter John W. Hageman, a 22-year-old former minor league baseball star. He pinned on 13,558 just as the 1960s were beginning to boil. Hageman had a front row seat to history. He stood post in Harlem when Fidel Castro and Malcolm X met at the Hotel Teresa in 1960. But for Hageman, the shield was just a stepping stone. Eventually traded it in to become a firefighter, and later was one of the most successful baseball scouts in history, earning 3 World Series rings. His name is in the Hall of Fame today, but for 3 years. His heart beat behind 13,558. When he handed it back, the shield was still pristine. That was about to change. In 1965, the shield met Officer Michael McCrory. This is where our channel's name, Broken Shield, truly comes to life. During a confrontation, McCrory was shot at point-blank range. In a world of centimeters and luck, the bullet didn't hit his chest, it hit the shield. Specifically, it slammed into the number 3. The metal buckled, it dented, it broke. But it did exactly what a shield is meant to do. It absorbed the death meant for the man. McCrory survived. The shield was scarred forever, but it stayed in service. Shield No. 13,558 continued its journey through the darkest days of the city, including the September 11th attacks. It moved from precinct to precinct, Manhattan to the outer boroughs. Today, it's still out there. It currently rests on the chest of Officer Ronil Almanzar, often seen patrolling the Manhattan subways. If you look closely at his chest, you can still see that small relic of the past, the scar on the 3 from 1965. Almanzar knows he doesn't own the badge. It's just the latest guardian of a century-old legacy. That is the essence of a broken shield. It's not about staying perfect. It's about being there when the blow falls. 7 men, 100 years, and 1 dented piece of silver that refused to give up. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the history of the line, hit the subscribe button. Remember, your scars aren't signs of weakness. They're proof you're still in the fight. This is Broken Shield. See you in the next one.